This is Moonstalker at that place for walkthroughs with Tinuvial of Dragon Age Awakening. She's gonna scout up ahead, see what's going on.
You believe that your ancestors used to be immortal?
I don't believe it. It's true.
How do you know?
Why would the elders lie?
Why, indeed?
Too bad for you. Going. Quiet now. To the shadows with me. Where do I go? mercy on you!
Ah, death threat. Wonderful.
Quiet now. More Darkspawn, hey? Saving the day.
That dragon didn't detect Tinuvial. I guess they're cunning high enough that she's able to stay hidden.
To fight. Another fall. Direct me.
Well,
Music.
I'm at your command.
If you insist.
that dragon's shooting lightning.
Lord wants to fight. should be fun.
It was a high dragon that was shooting lightning bolts.
And I'm off.
Name it and it will be done.
I'm glad to see that you are well, sister.
Oh, Sereni. Oh, thank Mythal you're still alive. What has the Architect done to you? Why are you with him?
The Architect is kind to me, and tender, and he has told me his plan. The Darkspawn are just like us. The Architect has freed them, and they search for a place in this world, just like the Dalish are searching. Everything he's done to help his people. You can respect that, can't you, sister?
They're monsters. They're not people.
That is no longer true.
Sereni, they killed our friends, and so many others. Don't you remember?
I do. And this is why I must help them. They are like children come into the world with no understanding of what is good and fair. They have a bestial nature, but I've seen them overcome it. They just need to be shown how.
Then come with us so that you can tell others.
No, I have work to do. The Architect is waiting for me. And for you. He will explain everything. You will see, as I have seen.
No, don't go.
Through the shadows with me. Point me.
Where is... Yeah, there it is.
I've got this one. All right, oh, I'm gonna get you.
To battle!
Gotcha.
Yes.
Have that.
Oh, right.
To the shadows with me.
Yes.
And so we meet again. No, Uther. That is not how this must begin.
Might as well.
I owe you
That's
an
how it's gonna
apology,
end.
Commander. When last we met, I intended to explain myself.
Sure you
Fate,
did.
however, intervened.
Escaped, you mean?
I restrained you, only to prevent the misunderstanding that occurred with the rest of your order.
Right.
A misunderstanding. Did you not attack the Grey Wardens?
I sent the Withered to ask for the Grey Warden's help. I should have anticipated that you might view our approach as an attack. I am rarely able to judge how your kind will react. It was most unfortunate.
Enough talk, creature. Time to
I
die.
sent a messenger out of hope that, against all odds, you might listen to reason. I only ask that you hear me out. Should you still wish to slay me afterwards, you may try.
There's nothing for us to discuss.
How very unfortunate. But I cannot blame you. You are as bound to your nature as we are to ours. I am sorry, Uther. It appears that I will not be able to keep my promise after all. You will have to forgive me, Commander, for fighting to preserve my destiny.
Yep. You betcha.
What needs killing?
To fight. Aw, you guys. How amusing. Nice try.
How's that for trying? Pretty good? That's for slaughtering everybody at the keep. Hey Uther, you friggin' traitor.
Yes.
Aha.
Huh.
Alright, that's two of the Deventure mechanisms we have working.
Quiet now. I sense some Darkspawn.
Here!
Yes.
We can do this!
I will never get old!
Pathetic creature!
I've got a dagger with your name on it! I am the might of a Let's do this quickly, shall we? Watch out! Look over there! Good job! Yes! Going. And I'm off. Not bad. Oh, look, it wants to fight. A nice big service. All How amusing!
Is the battle over yet?
I sense some Darkspawn. Here I am.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, right. Going.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know where the last one is. So, we won't be able to activate it, apparently.
And I'm off.
Anything you wish.
Yes.
The nest.
Need my help?
If it isn't the hero of the hour. The slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
What is that?
By the ancestors, do all brood mothers smell this bad? Creators preserve us. I have never seen such foulness.
Am I not beautiful? Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion?
Yep. You're very perceptive. Now die.
Then the silence ends here. Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
More Darkspawn, hey? Going.
What are you doing over there, you idiot?
What is my task?
I am a mite of a...
God, he's stupid. Ugh.
Dennis! Watch out!
Here.
Make a potion, stupid. Run away. Now you're ranged combat. Remember that.
My magic is at your command.
No one
To get you. Yes.
tired of this!
Vengeance!
Is that all you've got?
Yes.
To battle!
Feel nature's
That's for me!
point. Cannot break me!
Why aren't you dead yet? Is the battle over yet?
Now this is... May the gods grant me strength! I'm off.
This one's mine!
If you insist. Where do I go? Fight. Oh, time to play. Let's go. I am a light of a David.
Yes.
Ah, this won't hurt a bit.
Point me.
After the deaths of both the architect and the mother, nearly all the remaining Darkspawn fled back into the deep roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Although some of the architect's disciples likely escaped into the deep roads with the rest of their brethren, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. Yet the deep roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn. It seems certain that in time another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continue. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of the losses at Vigil's Keep came to light, sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to her former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smuggler's goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The war devastated the farmholds of the Arling, but the land survived. In time, opportunity would attract settlers from other regions, as always. Dirk, one of the pranksters behind the Blight Orphan scam, was fortunate enough to survive the Battle of Amaranthine. The unconditional generosity of the Blight Orphan's mysterious benefactor inspired him to establish a legitimate charity dedicated to children orphaned in the attack. His sweetheart, Melissa, eventually bore him 2 rascals. Vigil's Keep stood alone against a horde of Darkspawn. The mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held 1 night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The Keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Valdric Glavonic stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Ban Esmerel. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggest they were cowed into submission. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheepherder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. Dworkin and Glavonic further refined his lyrium sand explosive, but left the warden's employ after Qunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the dwarven bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. The Vigil soldiers wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Felrauden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Villana and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides know that at some point the Oaths will return for revenge. A few years after Kal Haral was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Taig. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Kal Haral was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Kal Haral of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Kal Haral was reclaimed for Orzammar once and for all. As promised, Voldric and Dworkin presented Orzammar's Shaperate with a stone marker that told of how Kal Haral's casteless had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of Kal Haral. The Shaper read the names of the casteless off the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Erling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. Villana never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalish culture, nor her sharp tongue, nor her quick temper. Villana's interactions with other Grey Wardens changed her opinions of humankind significantly. Shortly after the Mother's defeat, Darkspawn stragglers who still remained on the surface attacked a human village. Villana was the only warden nearby and defended the village single-handedly. She did not sneer once. Villana scoured the Mother's lair for signs of her sister, but it was as though Serani had vanished into thin air. Villana blamed the warden commander for choosing to kill the architect, certain that the architect could have released her sister if he had lived. This remained a source of friction for as long as Tinuvial and Villana knew each other. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the order and declaring the blemishes on his family's name. After saving Terran Fergus Kuzlin from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthine was returned to the house. Nathaniel passed the holding to Delia's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in its courtyard. Justice fought valiantly at the battle for Vigil's Keep, but before the victory horn sounded, a Darkspawn sword removed Kristoff's head. It was, of course, unclear whether the spirit of justice perished or simply departed. At the least, Kristoff's wife Aura was finally able to claim her husband's ashes. Although Sigrun seemed intent on leaving for her calling, departing for the Deep Roads to finish what she started in Kal Haral, the Warden Commander had a knack for finding important and absolutely urgent things to occupy the dwarf. And so Sigrun delayed her long walk into the darkness for several decades, even though she never stopped cracking jokes about needing to throw herself at death. At Vigil's Keep, Oghren rallied a last-minute defense of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover he had been credited as a hero. Oghren continued to regale young warden recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. Felsie returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Oghren, usually bringing their toddler as well. Ogren's inability to act seriously wore on her, however, and her visits dwindled, then stopped altogether. If Oghren missed her or his child, he never showed it. As for the savior of Ferelden, she did not remain as commander of the Grave for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the blight well and truly over. It was time for her to move on. Some claimed the commander reunited with the red-haired bard known as Liliana, and that they had ventured together still. The pair were spotted together in Denerim a year after the Blight's end. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. This is Moonstalker at that place for walkthroughs with Tinuvial of Dragon Age of the Awakening. Catch you on the flip side.